You know, what if one of the oldest, most common pieces of advice we've ever heard is actually rooted in a story about a very simple mistake? A mistake that, in some small way, we probably all make every single day.
Yeah, this one. We've all heard it a million times, right? It's a classic warning, a proverb so common it's almost become background noise. But have you ever really stopped to think about where it came from?
Because hiding behind that familiar phrase is this incredibly powerful fable, a story about a psychological trap our minds fall into all the time. This is the story that gave us that iconic warning.
This fable is basically a masterclass in what we can call anticipatory pride. You have to remember, back when this story originated, milk wasn't just a drink you grab from the fridge. No, it was this symbol of raw, perishable potential. It was something that needed immediate, focused work to turn it into something valuable.
So let's break down the core symbols here, because they're really important. On one side, you've got the milk pail. Think of this as your seed capital. It's the real, tangible thing you have right now. Your current project, your new idea, your savings. It needs your full attention. But on the other side, you've got the dress at the fair. This is the imagined future, the shiny reward at the end of the road. And it's that destination that can be so dangerous because it can completely detach you from the real work you need to do right now.
All right, so let's meet our main character. Picture this, a milkmaid walking home from the field. She's got a pail full of fresh milk balanced carefully on her head. Her feet might be on the path, but her mind, her mind is already miles and miles away, building this grand, elaborate future for herself.
And you can just see her fantasy escalating step by step. It starts out pretty simple, right? The milk becomes cream, the cream becomes butter to sell, but then the fantasy just takes off. The money from the butter will buy eggs, the eggs will hatch into chicks, and the chicks, well, they'll be sold for a beautiful new dress for the fair, a dress where all the young men will admire her. Do you see how each step takes her further and further away from the simple act of carrying a pail of milk? So she's totally lost in this vision, already imagining herself at the fair, scornfully turning away her admirers. And in that moment, she gives her head this little prideful toss. And in that single tiny moment of arrogance, the pail tumbles. The milk spills all over the ground. And just like that, her entire imagined future vanishes. The butter, the eggs, the chicks, that beautiful dress, all of it gone in an instant.
What just happened here? Well, the story is this raw look at something we could call a chain of assumption. Every single link in her grand plan depended entirely on the one before it, a success that hadn't happened yet. So let's really dig into the psychology behind this spectacular fall.
This is the key. It's called anticipatory pride. You know that feeling? It's that intoxicating rush of victory you feel before you've even started the race. The milkmaid was already feeling the pride of wearing that dress, of being admired. And that feeling is precisely what cost her the one resource she needed to actually get there.
She becomes this perfect example of the visionary without a foundation. It's a mindset that lives so completely in the future tense that it just abandons the essential foundational work you have to do in the here and now. The vision feels so real that the actual execution gets totally forgotten.
And this is where it forces us to ask a really tough question, right? Is our own pail, our current project, our new relationship, our job, is it at risk because our head is already somewhere else, tossing with the pride of a victory we haven't even earned yet?
Because let's be honest, this isn't just some dusty old fable. This pattern of spilling your own milk happens all the time in ways that are incredibly modern and, well, super relatable.
I mean, on a personal level, it's mentally spending your work bonus before it even clears your bank account. We've all done it, and the pitfall is you start committing to expenses with money you don't actually have yet. Interpersonally, it's meeting someone new and immediately imagining the entire happily ever after, which causes you to react to an idea of them, not the real person in front of you. And professionally, this one's a classic. It's the startup founder who's obsessed with the future magazine cover, the big exit strategy, all while the basic product gets neglected and the whole company just collapses.
So, what's the antidote here? What's the real takeaway? It's about recognizing the immense, distracting weight of a future that hasn't happened. And it's about understanding the incredible power that comes from anchoring yourself firmly in this present moment, to focus on the task that's right in front of you. These are really powerful tools. Just simple statements you can use to ground yourself. Things like, I am anchored in the present and focused on the task at hand. Or, I do not spend my victories before they are won. The whole idea is to walk with balance and steady intent, to focus on the step you're taking right now, not the one 10 miles down the road.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Maybe the heaviest thing we carry is a future that hasn't happened yet. At the end of the day, the story of the milkmaid isn't about giving up on your dreams, not at all. It's this profound reminder to carry our pail with the care it deserves today so that we might actually have a chance of reaching the fair tomorrow. So, what pail are you carrying today, and how can you give it the attention it truly deserves?